What is it like when you wake up and realize you have the number one movie in the country? What is that feeling like?
It is surreal. It doesn't feel like I think maybe somebody might expect it to feel because you're still in your bed in your skin in your room and it's there's no new pixie dust sprinkled in the air, it's you can look at your phone and kind of reinforce that that's happening, and then you put your phone in your pocket and you're still just in your house. So it's a weird thing, I'm happy. Don't get me wrong. I don't mean to be poo-pooing anything, but you're still you. So yeah.
I think I understand that because in my life, I've lost 100 pounds.
Okay, good for
Really
you,
proud of
man. That's
myself when
awesome.
I was really proud of myself when I did that. And I thought once I did all the work and lost the weight that I would be suddenly happier. And then I woke up one day and I realized I did it. I don't know if I feel any happier. Is it kind of that same way where you're like, I thought this was
Well,
going to solve all my problems. This is what I wanted to achieve as a filmmaker. And now that I have it, it's like, okay, cool. This is it.
yeah, okay. Well, I think maybe, but I think there's something deeper under the surface that we have in common, right? Where you
Okay.
did something really hard, and you are reaping the benefits of that because you probably have more energy, and you probably have some self-esteem rise from that, right? And I think that so even though my moment to moment is largely similar as it was before, I do have like there is a sense of accomplishment that I think kind of is an underlying vibe that I can recognize as being different. Do you feel that? I know when I got sober, I felt that way. I felt like, oh, like things still bother me, but like I have this like cushion of self-esteem that I've never had before, and I only got that after I got sober. So maybe we have that. And does
Yeah,
that
me too.
resonate at all?
Yeah, I mean, feeling the self-esteem is a big part of it. I guess I just thought that once I lost all the weight, that suddenly all my problems would fix and I'd find a girlfriend and I'd
Yeah,
be like,
like
okay,
some
now I
some
get the
hot
job.
person would like come storming into your living room and like somebody would just give you a raise, and it's like, oh
Exactly.
yeah, the world doesn't work that way. Yeah,
And I
yeah,
think
yeah.
with you in the creative field that you're always kind of chasing that thing. And then sometimes when you have it, you're like, oh man, was this really what I wanted the whole time?
Well, that I don't know because I think I've wanted to be a filmmaker since I was like six, and
Yeah.
so there's always maybe a fear that you're going to be like the dog that catches the mail truck, and like is it going to monkey's paw on me? And by the way, maybe it will. I don't know. This is all very new, so I could be singing a different song in 2 years, but right now, I'm in Prague and I'm making a new movie, and my wife and I are good, and I'm doing okay. So I'm all right.
I am a huge fan of Post Malone. I had the chance to meet him. I posted a picture of him in my Instagram story, and later I saw that he watched my Instagram story. I'm like, that's cool. Post Malone watched my Instagram story. For you as a filmmaker, do you ever, during the process of making a movie, think, man, I wonder who the most famous person is going to be that has watched my movie?
No, no,
Who
no,
would
I
that
don't
be for
think
you
that.
though? Like, oh man, I really wish they would watch my movie. Like, I've loved this person maybe since I was a kid. I'm a huge fan of them now. Like, if this person watched a Zach Cregger movie,
I mean, I don't know. Brad Pitt. Let's say Brad Pitt. I've always been a giant fan. That would be pretty cool. There's so many people you admire, and I could give you 100 names right now that would blow my mind if they saw the movie. I don't know, dude. I don't know. But
for
it's funny.
Barbarian,
It's funny, like to the idea of being on set and being like, all right, I'm setting up a shot, and one day, X person, Barack Obama is gonna watch this show.
and I'm
Come on.
really gonna impress him with this one.
I do not think that way. No.
For Barbarian, you said you learned to prep the shoot and shoot the prep. What did you learn from Weapons?
Great question. I think I learned to, and I'm still learning it. I learned I need to learn to just like relax a little bit more. Everybody I'm surrounded by is really good at what they do. The movie's not going to collapse. We're going to get it. Here's what I learned. My cinematographer said during prep, we're not playing a win-lose game here. We only win. And I was like, are you allowed to think that way? Do you think that way? Could I think that way? And like, yeah, that's the attitude, man. Like, I don't need to freak out that if I forget to say something in prep, suddenly everything's going to burn to the ground in production and the movie will be broken. Like, no, the movie's going to win, because it's a good idea and I have talented people and we're going to get everything we need to get. And I think when I was making weapons, I had this fear that that wasn't true. But I think that is, I'm allowed to like live in that mindset now.
I think one of the most surprising things that I wasn't expecting when watching the movie and even rewatching the movie were the moments of comedy where it was kind of unexpected. It was maybe Josh Brolin saying a line like, "What the hell? Like, what the F or
Yeah,
what's
yeah,
going
yeah.
on here?" And there was just these moments that kind of popped in the theater where I was like, "Oh, if you cut this movie differently, do you think it could be a comedy?"
Oh, I wonder. I don't know, but I'd love to see someone try.
Why is it that people who have maybe roots in comedy like you kind of translate to horror so well? Like a Jordan Peele, I'd even put like a John Krasinski in there. Why do you think that is? How do those two genres kind of have some similarities?
Because I think you have to have an ear for timing. And I think you have to be good at surprise. I think every joke is a surprise, every single one. Every joke, everything you've ever laughed at follows a recipe in a formula, like an algebraic formula. That formula is this: an action with an expected outcome yields an unexpected outcome. Okay, so it's basically just saying you do this, you think you're going to get that, and you get a surprise. And I promise you, there's not one thing you've ever laughed at in your life that doesn't sort of follow that. And try me. If you ever see me on the street and you think you have one that's like doesn't follow that formula, come up to me and tell me, and I bet I can beat you. Because it just does. And so that someone who's kind of good at that surprise, that like anti-rhythm or that little like pop is probably going to be good at scaring you because scares follow the same anatomy, where it's like you're subverting an expectation. And I'm not sure if it's the exact same, but it's very similar. So it's the same muscle group, is what I'm trying to say. It's like you're good at the same instrument, maybe, is the way I think about it. That was a really mouthful bullshit way to describe it. A simple question. I
One of
don't
my
know.
favorite things about you is that you were in a punk band back in the day where you said you would just basically get on the floor and just scream until they told you to stop. But you grew
Yeah.
up in the DC punk scene, which I'm a huge fan of punk rock. If you had to create a Mount Rushmore of punk artists, who would be on that Mount Rushmore? Your top four.
Wow. Okay, I'd go Bad Brains first and foremost.
Perfect for DC.
Yeah, I would go Fugazi probably. I would put. What a great question, dude. I might have to say the Misfits,
Oh, love it. Huge Misfits
early
fan.
Misfits when Danzig was in the band.
I don't even consider them the Misfits after Danzig left.
I
It's like
agree with you.
it's
I
just
agree with you.
Danzig.
Yeah, yeah. And then like I don't know. I mean, oh God, that's so hard. That's such a hard one, dude.
That fourth one, what do you got there?
Maybe Dead Kennedys. I don't know, dude.
I
That's
feel
so
like that
tough.
is a classic punk rock list right there. That
I
is
know,
top.
but now I'm mad at myself because those are all like obvious. I could get like really like narrow and niche and say like Born Against and His Hero Is Gone and like keep going down that path. But I don't know, dude.
But Mount Rushmore is the people who are going to be
It,
remembered forever. You
it's
got to
Mount
have Danzig's
Rushmore. You're,
face
you're
up
right.
there,
You're
the
right.
Crimson Ghost up there.
Who
Is
are
that still?
yours? Who are
I would
yours?
probably put when I got into punk rock was late '90s, early 2000s. So I'd put Rancid, No Effects, Blink 182, and Green Day.
These are all pop punk bands, dude.
You don't consider those punk bands too?
No, they're
Green Day?
all every band you just named is like pop punk.
Okay, so I'll go punk rock. Then I would go Ramones. Can I take the Ramones?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I'd go. See, then I do feel basic, kind of like you did, because I'd go Ramones, Clash, Misfits, and Rancid. Would you consider Rancid
Yeah.
pop punk?
Not as pop punk as like Blink 182 and Green
Wow,
Day
you
and New Effects.
consider Rancid pop punk? That is.
I said not as
Oh,
pop punk as the
okay.
others, though.
You're
I
like
think
your
they're pop punk
commercial taste in
adjacent.
music. Okay. Fourth, I'd probably go Black Flag though.
That's cool. I mean, Op Ivy was like that was like the band that was my gateway drug, and that's basically, that's Rancid practically. So I get you. I'm not, by the way, I'm not giving any shade to those bands that you named at all. I'm just saying like they were all very similar. They're all kind of living in that same kind of like, time and space. No Effects, Green Day, and so that dude, no problems here.
You
Yeah.
made me feel so basic now, Zach.
No, no, that's not what I meant to do. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm
Well, I
sorry.
really appreciate it. It's been awesome to get to talk to you. You are one of
Yeah.
my favorite directors, so this is an honor.
Thanks, Mike. It was really fun to talk to you too, dude. Don't hold that against me that I razzed you about
All
the
right, thanks,
popcorn.
man.